And what the amendment says is for any corporation, Congress would have the constitutional authority to prohibit it from engaging in political speech. Well, NBC, which airs Saturday Night Live, is a corporation. Under this amendment, 49 Democrats have signed their name to, Congress would have the power to make it a criminal offense. Lorne Michaels could be put in jail under this amendment for making fun of any politician. That is extraordinary, it is breathtaking, and it is dangerous.
All right, folks, welcome back. And that, of course, Ted Cruz talking about the proposed constitutional amendment on campaign finance. Joining us now is the outspoken former chair of the Senate Veteran Affairs Committee and former Senate Whip, Senator Alan Simpson. Hello, sir.
How are you today?
It is such a pleasure and honor to speak with you, sir. I really do appreciate you coming on. You wrote a great piece at thehill.com about what you call a bipartisan case for a constitutional amendment on campaign finance. And I know you probably disagree with almost everything Ted Cruz just said, correct?
Well, probably only 100% because it was outrageous. I mean, you know, that's the kind of stuff that leaves Ted Cruz wandering in the swamp. I mean, he's already working on the primary that Thad Cochran had. He's trying to overturn that, and he's going to be sitting next to Thad for 4 years, Thad Cochran. What is that? How is that for a helpful collaboration between people of the same party? Anyway.
Well, is he wrong? I mean, he's wrong at what he said in his read of the amendment?
Look, the First Amendment of the Constitution had nothing to do with corporations, and the Supreme Court has now said there is a thing called corporate personhood. You better get in and change it. It was the only amendment to the Constitution that had to do with an individual. And under that last decision, now, a corporation is a person, but let me tell you something. You mess around, the Republicans think this is just the greatest thing since ice cream and pop at the end of the road. Let me tell you, this is an automatic butt-kicking machine when you open this door, and don't think the Democrats aren't going to come back and rain bombs on old Cruz and all the rest of the guys. This is a automatic fanny kicker with a big boot on the end, and you ought to get rid of it. It has made people cynical. They think it's corrupt. Bill Bradley and I and Warren Mort and Bob Kerrey and we worked on a thing called Americans for Campaign Reform. And Warren Rudman was part of that, and he passed. We've been working on that for years. It's to take this sludge of money out of the system. The voices of the people are not corporations and guys who have billions of bucks. The voices of the people are the people. The Cruz is always mumbling about the little guy. Well, the little guy is going to get hosed anyway with it unless you get a control of the debt, and I haven't seen him do any tough votes on that. So anyway, there you are. We've been working on it for years. And unless you do something, you have created the ultimate cynicism, the ultimate corruption, the ultimate rejection of political people because they know that you can buy an election. It's going to be buy a president soon. Somebody will put up $5 million, $10 million, say, I want a Democrat for president. They're doing it already. I don't get it, but I tell you, we've been working on it a hell of a lot longer than Cruz has.
All right, so for argument's sake, if you know, you disagree with the Supreme Court decision, obviously, where, as you phrase it, making a corporation a person and giving them the right to free speech. So where is Ted Cruz wrong? In other words, if you took that away, then NBC is a corporation, and couldn't they then be fined for a political skit that would promote one party or the other?
I got a great idea. Read the damned amendment. That would be a wonderful thing. The states have the power to do this. Each state has the power to control how the flow of money will come into their state. What's wrong with that?
Okay, fair enough. That answers the question. Let's move on, sir, to tonight. The president will be addressing the nation, of course, laying out his plan or informing the nation what we might be in store for over the next months or years with regard to ISIS. What do you think the president should say, and what do you think this country should do?
Well, it's a tough thing to say because it sounds very humane, but you got to wipe them out. I mean, anybody that's that beheads people of your profession and does it on public, and then shows pictures of it, those people are the epitome of evil. So you have to stamp them out. Okay, that's tough to do. But I'll tell you how to do it, and somebody's going to laugh right down in their gut. You got to start establishing some kind of relationship with Syria. You hate Syria. We all do. It's terrible what they're doing, a civil war. We had one of those. It would cost 750,000 lives, so I don't think we can give much lectures on civil wars. Anyway, somehow get into a collapse. He's as terrified of these guys as we are. And I know we don't want to open negotiation. I've heard all this stuff. Never talk with people you hate, because then you're going to end up compromising. Hell, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was months of compromise. I love it when the cuckoos say, "Oh boy, I believe in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, but never compromise." Well, get a life. Go take some kind of potion, for God's sake. The whole document's creation was compromised from the first word on. Go look at the original Declaration of Independence in the Library of Congress. Jefferson finally wrote on the edge, "Whatever." I mean, so back to the issue at hand. You got to make some kind of a meeting or a commonality or something with Syria and the people that are in Syria, because that's where the cancer is boiling.
Does that mean with Assad himself?
I don't know what it means, but if I said that, everybody'd chuckle and run for the weeds. But I'll tell you one thing: he's more frightened of them because they're the cancer in his bowel. They're not in our bowel. We're thousands of miles away, and we got to wipe them out. And he knows he has to wipe them out. So when you have a common goal, maybe you can work something out. I don't know what it would be.
All right, Senator, great talking to you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Get back there to your rat killing.
Okay. Take care. Senator Alan
Bye-bye.
Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. And, yeah, I mean, an unlikely alliance with Assad. It'd be interesting to see if the president takes that road. I tend to doubt it, but time will tell. And we will be back, ladies and gentlemen, with more of the very aptly named Steve Malzberg show. Of course, first, we're going to take a break, and we're going to bring you our latest Newsmax Now update, so don't go away.